session over really to the wonderful people that have been joining us almost every month for almost the past year since we started in January, and everyone's been working really hard on doing different things. So what we wanted to do is for everyone to be able to share that with anyone else who wanted to join us tonight. Because the idea of Nomadic Seeds was to open up this sort of space for like-minded spirits and across the globe, really, I suppose, in a way, and for them to be able to have a meeting place that was in this sort of virtual space that a lot of us find ourselves in all the time, and due to the circumstances we've all been in. So I'd like to thank everyone who's presenting tonight for being with us throughout these months, and also for their amazing contributions and for the works they're going to present tonight. So I'm not going to say too much, even though my name's on the list. I'm not presenting anything. I'm just going to leave it to everyone else. I'd like to start with Linda, and I think that everybody can just do a little talk, you know, give a little bit of information about what they're doing and what they're showing. And I'm going to switch my camera off, I think, so you don't see me. Okay, so Linda, thank you.
All right, so let me see. I got a little presentation. So, all right. Do you see that? Do you see the presentation?
Yes, it's come up, Linda. It's good.
Okay, I just need to get the full screen. Oh, where is it? Here. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. So first of all, I also want to thank you for having a chance to being here tonight and being with Nomadic Seeds for all these months, and also now in with the Roma Biennale. And it was really lovely sharing all the thoughts and all these materials with you. And yeah, to me a little bit, I mean, most of you know me, but Linda Schumann, my name, I'm an artist from Weimar, and what I want to do is in this 10 minutes, I want to show you a little bit what I was doing parallel to Nomadic Seeds, what kind of like inspired me being with Nomadic Seeds. And at the end, I want to show you my video Care. I think most of you have seen it already, but I thought it kind of like makes a nice circle to where I started from and where I'm now. So normally I work with materials and with perception. So most of my works contains things like the sense of taste or the feeling of disgust, and like really physical physical impacts. And for with Nomadic Seeds, I kind of like got a little bit away from it, because also I never really worked with plants before, even though I really like plants. And talking with you guys and seeing all what you're working on, I started some collaboration projects. Oh, you see? Ah, here we go. So this is something I was developing lately with a friend. And we were doing this little bonsai trees that are 3D printed with a filament made from cellulose and then growing seeds on them. So it talks mostly about the connection between humans and nature, and the symbiosis between them, and how they depend on each other, but mostly this need of being in control humans have. So this is more like kind of a speculative approach to nature and what we were talking about. I was also experimenting a little bit with it, like going away from these tree-like shapes and like trying different seeds and see what they would come up in this like little environment I built for them. And I was pretty amazed with the different forms and shapes and colors and all that beauty they produced. And from this state, I got further and did also with the other artists together this cybernetic cube, which is a futuristic landscape for plants. But it has like the little white box you see on top of this glass cube is a environment control unit. So it provides like a certain environment, like the moisture and all the chemicals the plants needs and the light and all this. And then we put it in a gallery and we wait what happens, like hoping that we could play a little bit Mother Nature and creating something where they could grow in. So, but the video I'm talking about now is a bit different. So this is more like the future part that I get myself a little bit in, and the video I'm going to show more connects with the past. Genau, the video is called Care, and here you see some stills of it. It's a video performance, and it's 60 minutes long. So for this presentation, I did a little excerpt that is roughly 1 minute long, and you will see like some cuts in between the scenes. So don't worry about this. And I'm gonna try to leave now my presentation and put the video on. Do you see the player, like the video player, the QuickTime player?
No, it's just got the images and the information about the video performance.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, it's on now. Good.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going back to, oh, 1 second, my presentation is gone. Here we go. So I hope you could also hear the audio for a bit. All right. So the story behind this is that this little tree I'm washing in that video is a tree that comes from my grandpa's garden, which one day he gave me, and I carried it home. I put it on my balcony and I tried to take care of it. Unfortunately, it didn't really like the change of climate it was in. It dried out and I couldn't really throw it away. So I was holding on to it and thinking what to do, and the little tree kind of intrigued me. Like it was this object I couldn't really let go, and probably because it has this connection to my grandpa who gave it to me. And people always ask me when I talk about this work if my grandpa is dead already, and no, he's not. Like sometimes it does sound like it, but sometimes I feel a bit disconnected to him because he's not really a person who tells a lot of stories and who shares a lot. So I do sometimes feel with him like he is not sharing stories, so he's kind of like keeping me away from those stories, the history of my family, or at least a part of it. So I'm really always trying to get him to talk, which doesn't really work. So I developed this idea of the tree and the roots as a container of all this. because it's like, since it came to my place, it was holding this earth that my grandpa took care of, that he was walking on, that's where I actually grew up. So I started to wash the trees and the roots of the trees and try to get everything out. It was holding for so long. And at the beginning, I was really gentle, you know, it was like this process of really trying to get in between the roots, not hurting them. And with the time, it got really exhausting and kind of frustrating, kind of like trying to figure something out, getting something out, and not really being successful. Yeah, in between, I think you also hear some roots cracking, which was quite sad, but it happened. And yeah, at the end, I got what he was holding. On the one side, you see like all the earth I got out, and the roots I unfortunately broke. But what is really interesting is the debris that I got out of it. Like everything else, it was containing for so long, and I hope you can see it a little bit. I mean, at the end, it's everything you would expect. Like there's nothing special in it. But when I was going through it, I was seeing those stones, like the stone you can see here, which are really typical for the region I grew up. And we used the stones as chalk to draw on the streets. And of course, you also find pieces of plastic that's, I don't know when it was produced, but probably stayed there really long. So, which basically talk about the presence of human beings, and maybe one of those threads he used to tie one of the apple trees to a stick in order to protect it. And what surprised me most are those small bones that you see. And those bones, they're from pigeons. And this was really what got me, because pigeons is something that I really connect to my grandfather, since he's raising pigeons. I think from the age of 16 on, he had pigeons, going to fairs with them, winning prizes. And so even though I didn't get so much more new information, like there's nothing I haven't known already, but it was a really nice way to connect with this history, and to remind me of who he kind of is and what he means to me. So yeah, to sum it up, there are like two different kind of artworks that kind of yeah, grew up out of this nomadic seeds. Like one is this like futuristic thinking of what do we do with nature, and the other one is what does nature gives us back. That's it, yeah. Okay. How do I go back to normal view, not sharing my screen?
Yeah. Should be able to be.
I don't know, is there a button for that? One second. I'm sorry, I'm a bit lost here how to get out of the shared screen.
If you press on view options, where it should then it's, you can exit the full screen thing.
Mm. Oh, okay. Did it work?
Yeah.
Not me, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I'm not very good. I'm not the best person to be doing this, as you can tell. Unfortunately. Right, because Mara still can't get in, I don't think. We're gonna have to change the running order, because I only downloaded a few things, so I haven't actually got everyone's work to be able to access it and put it onto the otherwise it would be possible for me to do that, but unfortunately I haven't got everything. So Julia, I don't know if you've got, is Julia there? Or Julie, I don't know if you've got your things, so we can.
Delane?
Yeah.
Can you share screen with me? Because I think I can get my video.
Yeah, all you've got to do is, you know, at the bottom of the screen here, there's a green button that's got share screen. You need to just push that.
Okay, let me
And then
just
you go, and then you go into like a thing. Then you've got to just go to your files. You click on the files one.
Okay, should I see if I can get hold of my thing now?
Yeah, you should do. And then
all right, just let me tell my daughter's come to help out because I'm multitasking. So just let me tell her that I'm doing my thing, and then I'll be 30 seconds.
Okay.
Right, I'm doing my thing.
Anyone that's joining us, I'm really sorry, but Mara's got a problem with her computer, so we're just having to change our running order slightly.
Okay. I'm going to try sharing screen and finding this now.
Okay.
Okay. Select a window. Files.
You need to share your screen first, Julia, as well.
Okay, hang on. Share screen.
So you've got the screen to yourself, if you see what I mean.
Where it won't let me click share.
Just
let me just go back in. No, when I've got onto share screen, let's just see advanced.
There's share on the bottom of the.
Yeah, it just says share sound, but it's not going to. It doesn't want to let me share. Let me just try the file. It doesn't want to let me click share, I'm afraid, when I go in.
It should be, because you're in the group, so you should be able to do it.
I wonder what I'm doing. Let me just go get my daughter and see if she can help me. Hang on. Can I borrow a techie, please?
I have a quick question. Could you see all the slides of my presentation?
No, I don't think they. And I was trying to message Mara at the same time as you were doing your presentation to see if she was having any luck with what she was doing.
No, I'm just asking.
Okay. I've got help here. Delane. See, let me just. So we're trying to share my screen so I can share my video. So if I share screen there, it won't let me share, will it? There. It's not letting me share it, is it? Even when I go on these, on the advanced, it still won't let me share all the files. I've saved it on my desktop. Hang on, we're just trying to find it. We've saved it. Where have I saved it? Okay, this is just joyful, isn't it? We're just, it's, I don't want to leave and cancel the meeting. I don't want to do that. We're just trying to, doesn't want to let me do that. Can I find that? No, won't let me move that on. So let me just see it right. I think it's in here. We're just trying to find the so we've got the video. We're just coming back into, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, we're just trying to find a way around this now. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
You just have to press the share screen first.
Yeah, we're going to press the share screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the files. Yeah, and then go to your. You see, it's not got my desktop. If I go to, oh, hang on. Let me just. It's letting me share my Google Drive, but I don't know what's going to come up when I share my Google Drive, Delane. I'm going to try this. Are you still with me?
Yeah, still here.
Okay. Oh dear.
Sounds like we're having all technical problems
No,
tonight.
I don't think it's going to let me do this. I don't. It's not working for us, Delane. It's not. it's not letting me into the things I need to get into.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, just
Has anybody else got any stuff?
What are you on to? What are you trying to do?
Right, I'm trying. Another person has come to help. I'm trying to share screen, and then I need to get something that's on my desktop to share.
Is it? It's not on your.
No, if I go into advanced, basic. Oh, it's here. It's here. It's here. Hang on. Oh, I think I might be there. Hang on. Let's just see.
that's it.
Right.
done it.
Okay.
You've done it.
If I just have a quick intro to this, now we've finally got there with the tech. Basically, a friend of mine, Dacre and Zerby, Ella was Cracker is making. My friend Dacre and Zerby was standing as Green Mayor for Manchester against Andy Burnham. And unfortunately, very unfortunately, 4.5 years ago, he was 10 years younger than me, he suddenly died. And I've had a lot of reflection time, but one of the things I came up with, he was very interested in, he was standing with the Green Party as their mayor. And one of the things he often talked about was how on earth we were going to just communicate with people what we needed to do. And I started this work in greenware, planting seeds into greenware, and in a very small scale. And one of the things I can remember him saying to me was, you just need to carry on with that, Julia, because it communicates to people about how just the love of that we are part of nature. So basically clay supports seeds growing inside it. And one of the things I did was investigate the nitric oxide, I think it was, on the road where he lived on the day he died. And I think it was at 113, whereas where I am in York, it was at 4. And I always had this thing that maybe the pollution just contributed to this cardiac arrest. And but it's not been provable. And so the only way I've been able to work around it is through this idea for this larger scale work. And so I've made a short film, it's only 5 minutes, about it. So hopefully now I'll just play the short piece I made and how it came out and the sort of thoughts that I had in the making. So hopefully, if I try this, you'll be able to see. How tight what I've worked out is that in order to take the weight in there.
Can everyone else see it? Because Julia, I can't see it actually.
No, I can't see it.
I can't think what to do then.
When you go share screen, it gives you another option than to go on the video, on the video player.
Oh, hang on. I'm gonna have to go back. It says you are screen sharing.
Yeah, in Zoom, screen share, and then you tap on the video player.
Says meeting controls, and it says you are screen sharing, and then at the top it asked me to stop video, but I don't. Well, and then let me go into the more. No, I don't.
Hey Julia, I'm there now.
Oh. Right, hang on. Should we just? I'll come into this full screen here. Hang on.
Hello everyone, sorry for being so late, but now I can try to show you video.
shall we? I don't quite know what to do. I think
It's better probably if we
good if,
I try to show it, okay?
yes, that would be good.
Okay.
Hang on, and I'll come out of.
yeah, come out now.
Let me just try and come out of this. Oh gosh, I might lose you and have to come back in.
So I start now.
Okay, so I've stopped screen sharing. I
Okay,
think.
cool. Yes, I start.
Okay, can you start?
Right, well, here I am under the shade. Now, this is quite interesting. I'm making the 113. So I'm scaling up from this sort of size here. Let's put that just in there to see how tiny that is. What I've worked out is that in order to take the weight of the greenware, I can only do 2 or 3 cores at a time, and this bottom bit is going to have to dry out in order to support the form. So I'm going to take it quite steeply up so there's not so much weight, and hope that I can work into the planting on this sort of bit. I will put some in the bottom to see what happens, but I'm very much moving around this idea and reflection as in the making, as I'm making this form, of reflecting on what we're doing in Dacre's life. The 10th day. So much growth, so much time. There is the ticking of the clock, our time, and then there is 113 time. So this is last year's pearl barley. This year's won't root, but last year's will. I didn't know that. "10 days. So, just to give it size, that is a large paint can. So it's around that size. Day 11, 113.
Mara, the screen's frozen. I don't know if you can hear me at all.
Yeah.
All of the pearls have kept their pattern. Some fungi has grown up by the side, almost copying the roundels of the form. And we wait to see the initial rains in August collapsed the 3D form and it came to this. So we've had the equinox and now it's been very dry. So we'll see what happens in the days to come.
Thank you so much, Julia.
Oh, thank you, Mara. Thank you, Delane. And I would say that with that film, I can send it out by email again for anybody that by WeTransfer if you want to see it again. But it just really was a way to explore time and loss in a different way. But the biggest thing that was interesting when all the seeds grew, when I put it outside and it collapsed, the pattern stayed in a 2D form, and I'm still mulling about how amazing, even with all the wind and the rain and the different environment. And I got to thinking about this group, about the patterning of working together, even around this separation, and how that it didn't matter that it had all changed, that there was something ongoing. So thank you. I'm glad we got it sorted in the end. I'll have to put the camera off now because I think there's lots of activity behind me that I need to sort out. But I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Thanks, Julia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So now I will try to continue with the next contribution. Oh, wait. So this would have been the presentation of the whole evening. So I guess you have already seen Linda's work.
Yeah, we've seen the video, but I think his photos were not really showing up, or the others afterwards. I don't know.
That's good to see the slides now. Mara, you've got them here. That's nice. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry for being late. There were connection problems. I hope it's now a bit more stable. And yeah, so let's just continue, not to lose more time. I'm sorry. So, do you want to add something to your work, Linda?
No, actually nothing to add. I just I think what I was talking about was quite abstract. If you didn't see the photos, that's why. And I don't know if you have it in your presentation, but maybe the last photo from my PDF.
No.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's not that bad. Thanks.
Okay, so after that, I wanted to make a kind of bridge between Julia's work and a work that has been created this year for like not for Rotor, but to be shown there. And it was about a topic that really moves me, and it's about healing soil. Because as we see so much contamination in the ground happening these days all over the world because of capitalist and colonialist waste and industrial stuff. So this really moved me to do. And there's a box I created where I was collecting various things. This box was once used to store medicine, and it's from the 40s, and so now it's used to display different sorts of natural material you can use to heal the soil that is contaminated. This is influenced by indigenous people I met who gave me the advice how to heal a contaminated soil. And so I collected from various sites these little objects. And after that, you can also mix it in clay. So that's the that was the bridge to Julia's work, as a kind of hand shell. This is also an indigenous teaching. And when you put the ingredients you need for witch contamination, and you make a little shell out of it with your hand, and then you add it to the ground and let it rot there. This is very helpful to cure different diseases of the soil. And mostly it's connected to an indigenous practice, so also to a ritual, but in this case not. It was just a symbolic way from my side to appreciate that knowledge and to see its worth and to make it more accessible to those who don't know about those things. Just to see what it could be, also from a Western perspective, for us to learn a bit. So and now there will be a video. This is actually the reason of the being in the 5th phase of the Biennale, of the Roma Biennale, is this work I have started with a group of women, of Syrian women in Berlin, in like it's called Dammweg Schlesi 27, and there is a community garden, and in this community garden, sorry, I cannot see one of you. I hope you're still there. I hope my connection is still there.
Still here, you're still here as well.
Okay. I was a bit so thank you. So and this project means a lot to me because I think it opened to me a new perspective on healing and healing gardens, because working with these women, I saw there was a need to keep the memory of a lost identity, because all these women had to flee under Assad from Syria, from their home, and now after arriving in Germany, they try to create a new community that is somehow healing the traumatic experiences of this loss and of this migration and this forced migration. And so I found a lot in this work for these women, because it's so important to give them a kind of possibility to gather with each other and to create something new. And so this is also the name of the group. It's Jena. It means, in Syrian language, it means to start anew, or to also to prepare the soil for a new seed. And so we tried to create a willow. We did a willow. You don't see it in the middle of the picture. A willow tent in the shape of the wheel. So when you're watching it from bird perspective, then you see its shape, and it should be the shape of the wheel. And so inside of that, so this is a skeleton, but it lives because willow can grow whenever it's taken into wet soil. So it grows together and is turning green instead of red. And so, it's important to see that it's also, then the women and me, we are creating a plan about which plants they need, or which kind of problem or something that is not going well in their body. When they see that, or in their mind, we can decide together which plant could be useful. And so we have started doing that. And about this workshop, where we were trying to find out somehow the own needs of ourselves, of each of those women. So there was this little video taken I want to show you. And in the next year, it is planned to also grow these plants there, and yeah, so that it can become a kind of healing garden. So I will now show you something else, and I hope you can hear it. So.
هاي بلدية. ايه والله هذا العنعنة. ايه أنا جبتها من البيت. على فكرة أنا ما بشوف.
I hope you see it. Can you please give me a sign?
I can't see it, but we can hear it.
You cannot hear it.
I can hear it, but can't see anything. It's the screen's like frozen with the thing disappearing.
Okay, okay. I start again. I try my best.
هاي نعنعنة. هاي بلدية. ايه والله هذا العنعنة. ايه أنا جبتها من البيت. على فكرة أنا ما بشوف نعناع وتلاقيه. أنا ما بحبه نعناع. ولا أنا. كيلو هيك بيعطي حدود.
Same again.
في كأنه عندكم محل تزرعوا.
Okay, sorry.
هاي بلدية. ايه والله هذا العنعنة. ايه أنا جبتها من البيت. على فكرة أنا ما بشوف نعناع وتلاقيه. أنا ما بحبه نعناع. ولا أنا. كيلو هيك بيعطي حدودة بيعطي. لا في كأنه منبوش على. عندكم محل تزرعوا بالبيت لجيب لكم؟ إيه والله إيه يعني إيه الواحد شو بحط. أنا كثير صغير. عارفة إنه سهل زراعة النعناع؟ سهل وبمد كثير. ليك عاطي هالنعناع. بس ورك النعناع. هلا بعدين بكره بدنا نزرع عنا بالجيفكس هاوس نباتات شتويه. طبعا لازم حتى النباتات الصيفيه بتصير فيها زراعتي بندوره وزراعتي بيت الزرع. بالضبط. لا مثله هاي ما هي مثله خان الشيخ كانوا ياخذوه نشتري من الناس اللي جايبه خان الشيخ وبنغليه وبنعصره بس ما بنحوسه على النار مع البصل البصل شو اسمه زبيبل او اويل اوليف اويل. طب يلا تفضلي.
Malve ist mein Lieblingspflanze. Ich koche Malve gerne mit Zwiebeln und Olivenöl und Bohnen. Und essen mit Zitrone. Malve ist hilfreich für Magenschmerzen und auch für chronische Blasen. Das ist hilfreich für Blut. Ja, und ich mag das gerne. Ich esse das gerne.
Wir können diese Pflanze benutzen leichter und das ist sehr wichtig für Sex. Und nein, und von الأمعاء شو اسمه؟
Magen.
Magen.
Magen المعدة ودار من الأمعاء.
الأمعاء.
دارم.
Darm sehr gut für das. Ja. Und Mask für Haut.
بس بتكوني فقط انا بروح الصالون هي هيك بدها انه
يعني جوزك بشخر انت ما بتشخري ما بتحسيها.
هلا انا جوزي حبها خلصت انا التقيت معكم طلعت شجرة الحياة شجرة الحياة اسمها موسيقى جميلة كثير بعرفها
اصلا كل انسان مشخر بس ما بيعرف حاله انه مشخر.
لا بيعرف حاله لان ايام في اصوات احيانا
انت ما بتشخري مثلا؟
حسب انا اذا نمت على ظهري ايه اكيد
بتشخري بس ما بتعرفي.
لا انا اذا نمت على ظهري اجباري
Für mich ist mit Sonne, mit Menschen, mit Pflanzen, das ist mein Lieblingsplatz. Im Garten.
Ich denke, das für mich sehr, sehr wichtig, weil Heilung mit Pflanzen, das ist richtig. Aber mit Tabletten nicht gut. Mein Gesund sehr, sehr Problem mit. Ich habe Allergie von Tabletten. Das ist besser. Heilung mit Pflanzen sehr besser.
Für mich ist gesund, ist das Leben. Das Leben.
الطبيعة هي جزء مننا وأنا بحب أستخدم الأعشاب الموجودة بالطبيعة للصحة أكثر من الأدوية يعني دائما ببحث عن شغلات مفيدة بالطبيعة للصحة مش بريدي.
Sorry, it seems so strange to watch this slideshow. It seems a bit abrupt. So yeah, it's just showing some pictures of the process, how we made the wheel. This video is a very, very raw cut, and yeah, but I just wanted to show something that was happening. So yes, what we do basically there is not, it's more about somatic approaches and also of community things like cooking or dancing, which is very important to the women. They were also trying to, in the first session we were meeting, they wanted to show like they were like making flags out of the plants that mean a lot to them, and so they were cutting it out on some textiles and making little flags as the symbols for the new wheel. So yeah, this was it. Do you have any questions maybe, or? Are you still here?
Thank you for sharing that, Mara. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mara. It's beautiful.
Yeah, the group is very beautiful, actually.
And that comes across very strongly in the, even if it's a rough cut, you've already captured this really beautiful kind of heartfelt connection with you all.
Yeah, and like you see in the middle, a poem that was, I was writing out of the statements the women were giving about their experiences when I was talking to them. So, and so what they were looking for and what were their hopes and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's on this travel in their body, which we also tried to do, which I tried to do, or we did last time in the last meeting together with you, Julie, Linda, Julia, and Delane, of course. Yeah, and so this somehow 1 week later, after meeting at Nomadic Seeds, after doing it with you, I tried it to do it somehow also work on that, about that with the women. So, and the atmosphere last time was very magic in a way, I can say. And yeah. Okay, so we will go on with the next. And the next. Oop. So. Okay. We are here with Julie. Do you want to say or moderate or introduce your work?
Well, I've been trying to send you the 10-minute video, and first of all I tried sending it in high definition and it refused to be sent. Then I've transferred it into low definition and it still hasn't been sent, and I'm only wondering if what Julia was trying to do to share from her desktop.
I can share.
It's on my desktop.
It's on your desktop, not the 10 minutes. Yeah, but maybe you can you can open it on your computer.
So you just need to go to share screen, Julie.
Yeah, that you first open it and then you do share screen.
Okay, if I make, I'm just going to make everything else small.
Share screen.
Okay. Okay, so I have to open it, and shall I do it in the low definition? Do you think that would be the better one?
Make sure you share the sound as well, Julie. When it comes up when the thing comes up, you need to share your sound also as well.
But shall I do the low definition or the high definition?
Try it might be better to try the high definition one, really, because it might go a bit funny.
Yeah, probably. It's a good idea.
So all be aware that I'm a dinosaur.
Try and talk you through it. So you just need to press on the green share screen thing at the bottom of the screen.
Well, at the moment, I'm just waiting for the.
That's it. You're there now.
For my thing to open up.
When you go in the middle in this green to this green square.
Okay.
And then some windows should open.
Oh, hold on. Right. So it's opened. Hold on. I just want to make sure that I've got right. So I've got that there. Now I've got it ready to play. I'm going to click on share screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to click on QuickTime Player. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
I might faint if this works. Okay, nothing's happened right now. So I'm going to try double click.
No,
you're there. You're there.
It's working.
You've got to press play. That's all. It should work.
And even though it doesn't matter that it's only small screen, is it?
You can see it. We can see it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, very
I'm just going to move it so I can see it.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't do anything about sound.
It's fine.
Thank you for visiting the garden with me.
Thank you so much for sharing this amazing garden with us. It's wow.
What do I do now to
You can close the screen share. Maybe there is a button, a red button that closes it.
Oh yeah. Fab. Thank you.
No.
Thanks, Julie. That was great. It was lovely to hear just the bird song as well, without all the sounds of the city, like sirens and cars or mad motorbikes cutting across it. Thank you.
Yeah, to be honest, I've had a real it's been a real journey just getting this little rough film to you. So thank you, really heartfelt thanks for your patience with me. And I genuinely thank you for just having that patience to come around the garden with me, because I think from the process of trying to put this little film together, it's made me really think about what it means to me and how I got here. And so it's a lot of it is our other gardening friends here have said, there's a lot of a sense of love and loss, and what healing spaces gardens are. So yeah, just the fact that the birds are all around, and there's a lot of memories of my dad in the garden and little things that you've just seen. So it's yeah, it's been really wonderful, like sharing this year with you. And rather than I generally just kind of slog away in the garden, because I only use hand tools and everything's done very slowly and quietly and gently, which I kind of feel might be a more kind of women's way of gardening, rather than using all the power tools and things that sometimes is the way to do everything really fast and noisily and with quite a disrespect to the birds and the wild animals. So I guess that's probably what I was just trying to share with you there. So really, thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Julie. You get that, you feel that from the garden. Thank you.
And also you don't need to say thank you, because I really understand what technical problems are with computers. It was also a struggle for me to cut this video this week with this. So I know when it's not working, then it kills so much time, your own time. It's really, and also energy. It's whoa.
Yeah.
Very exhausting. So thank you so much for making it possible, even under bad conditions.
No, well, I've always got a tankard of lemon balm tea to hand.
Great. I also have it. I also have it with me. So, okay, we now would start a break of 15 minutes. We have some other videos to come after the break, but to maybe refill our batteries would be nice to just meet again at, I would say, around 1940, 42, 43.
About 10 minutes, I think that'd be
10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we see you again in 10 minutes. Hey, Stephanie. We made a break till 1938, so that's why it's frozen. But it's not frozen. Did you hear me?
Sure, but should we stop live streaming for a little bit?
No, we are just returning to make a break because the brains were probably quite full.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we will return in 5 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, everyone. Glad you're back.
Hi, everyone.
Mara, just before I forget, I've been looking at this book called Living Shrines of Uyghur China, photographs by Lisa Ross, and there was some elements of your film that really made me think of it, so I think you might like it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Could you share that in the chat, Julie, for everyone?
Please.
Yeah, what? So I put the title and
yeah, because it looks great. It looks amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm not sure if the connection was good enough to see it or to understand the sound, because I heard some might have problems.
It's sometimes what happens when you share films on Zoom is you get a funny disjuncture between the film and the sound sometimes as well. So it's just, sadly, it's sort of what it is. It's one of the things that is a bit of a problem on here. Looks like Mara might have frozen again for a minute. I just wanted to say to anyone else who's joining us as well, is the reason why we chose to do this as well is my late husband, Damien Labar, who was the initiator of the Roma Biennial. The garden I have here is what Damien created. He created a garden out of nothing. Now, anyone who knows Damien or knows of him knows him for many things, but not being a gardener. And the one thing about the garden for me with Damien, it was actually the one time when he was actually really peaceful as a person was when he was in his garden. So when me and Mara were discussing the possibilities of things we could do, one of the reasons we decided to do Nomadic Seeds was because we thought it was very fitting for Damien, because even though he was an artist and everyone knows him about his art, and if they don't know him about his art, they know him about his music collection, or just because he was a friend to many people. But no one really knows about his gardening. So we decided that it was a really important thing, because for me, it was the one thing that, for me, he seemed very peaceful when he was in his garden, and he had anxiety around a lot of other things, but he never had any anxiety in the garden. And also nearly all the plants that I have now were rescued plants. So they were plants either found that people had thrown out, or they were the things, if you go to a garden centre or a shop, that they had reduced because they were not thriving very well. And he seemed to have, and I've got one amazing tree in my garden that isn't actually a tree, it's normally a shrub, but in my garden it's grown into a tree and it's very beautiful. And it's this beautiful colour. It's like this beautiful sort of reddy brown colour, and it's quite amazing. People that know things about trees can never place it, but we realised it's because it's not actually a tree, it's a shrub, but it's grown into this tree here. So it must really like where he planted it. And he had this thing about moving plants around the garden because he said they weren't happy. Mm-hmm. And it seems like he did know where they were happy, because it seems like once he moved them, they really thrived if they weren't happy where he initially put them. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. Now, I don't know what's happened to Mara. It looks like we might have lost her again for a minute, which is a bit of a problem because she's got the other films and I can't access anything. So let's just see if she comes back.
So she's saying she's trying to get back in, but there seems to be some issues again. So I don't know.
Okay, let's give her 5 minutes to see if she can do it. It might just be an internet connection problem. Let's see.
Hello, everyone. Back again.
I'm Mara, you're back.
kind of goes.
It's usually me because I'm the person who has the technical problems and I'm not very good, and technology doesn't seem to like me very much. So
No, but it's, yeah, it's as it is. So now I, wait a moment. Let's see what else we have on our list. Oh. Yeah, we would now have Guido. Wait a moment, please. Guido, kommst du bitte? Dringend. Okay, now we have to continue first with another video of Faria, which is unfortunately not there, I think, today, but probably because it's very late in Bangladesh right now, because we are 4 hours later and it's already, yeah, almost midnight there. So we can watch the video of her. It's, you know that she's making these drawings from her home, of her house plants. She's making these beautiful sketches. And her message was, I want to share with you, for me, the gift would be the stories you all share. The rusted laugh with nature that got covered in the name of civilization. I hope you all accept this as a small token of love from me to you, and find my little humming and sketches healing to your hearts. So. Sorry. Okay. Now I show it. So, wow.
That was really lovely.
Very lovely. Thank you, Faria.
Yeah, thank you, Vera. I wish she was here. We must send her a message saying how lovely it was.
Yeah, I will do. Okay, so now we continue with the work of Guido. He can explain better what it is about. And oh, here. Oh, do you see it? So maybe you want to talk.
Yeah,
first?
it's there. Thanks, Mom.
Guido will tell you something about it now. No.
Okay. Hello, I'm Guido, and this is the video. The video. Yeah, thank. It's about a project that I made with at most people, guests of a clinic, and as an occupational therapist. Do you hear me?
Yeah, Guido, it's good. We can hear you.
Yeah, okay. And in this clinic, I made I built a garden with the guests of this clinic, with the elderly people, ancient people, and
Patients.
patients. Yeah, guests also. No, it's always a question how can we call it, and it's take two parts at most, one political and the other is more in mezzo between art and documentary. Yeah, documentary art. Yes, like this, I would say. And it's long, 12 minutes, something like that. And yes, good vision, can I say?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you, Guido. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I will start showing it, and then you can also ask questions about the video, right?
Yeah, if they want.
If you want. So, okay. Okay.
Io abitavo vicino, se non avevo un altro io
Mara hasn't come up. The film's not up. I can hear the sound but not see the film.
Okay. So I will try again. Hope you can see it then.
That's it. It's here now. Good. Thank you.
Okay.
Io abitavo vicino, se non avevo un altro io con il prato che avevo dentro le case. I vicini rurali erano le case piccole, un po' sembra oggi no? Finito di guerra, era molto più grande quello il nostro, ci vuole quasi tutto. È vero, perché mia mamma non voleva tanto per fare i pomodori. Mia mamma comprava dei sciarri grossi e li metteva nelle ginocchia. Quelli erano duro, pian piano pure. Senti che profumo che c'è questo. È patinato. Che profumo. Mamma che profumo che c'ha. No, davvero. Gelosa. Che gelosa, sì. Siamo gelosi di lei. Io sì. Da una parte sono vendicate male e da una parte le volevano buone. Perché sono così. Perché non ci stanno più adesso a aspettare che Ci sono più caldi, più freddi. Per me hanno un valore, c'hanno, perché quando ci sono i fiori sono belle, sono fuoco. E beh, è sempre bello, è un valore che ti danno le cose. Se ne fai bene le cose, là, quando fai l'orto, no? Che ci fai quelle 4-5 pianti, metti quello. Hai fatto tutto, hai fatto con quello. Perché quello ci mettono il cuore, ci mettono.
Non capisco perché poi, già col finire dell'inverno, in piena tragedia da coronavirus, sento quella stessa panchina dove non possono sedersi più i miei nipotini, appiccicosa da trattamenti chimici. I trattamenti non sono quelli utilizzati per sanificare l'ambiente da qualche virus, ma quelli utilizzati normalmente per irrorare le limitrofe monoculture intensive ed estensive ogni anno con gli agrofarmaci. Non posso immaginare cosa dovremmo assorbire, quali cocktail da agrofarmaci ad aprile e maggio, mesi dove spruzzano maggiormente coi loro trattori. Da settimane, già con la fine dell'inverno, non solo all'esterno ma anche all'interno della clinica in cui soggiorno, maggiormente areata per l'emergenza, si inizia a respirare male ogni qualvolta arrivano le esalazioni degli agrofarmaci spruzzati nelle limitrofe monoculture. Come settore altre sento a volte dei disturbi come nausea, mal di testa, difficoltà respiratorie, irritazioni cutanee e la conseguente necessità di allontanarmi, di scappare dalle esalazioni, ma non posso. Penso che per tutelare le persone, oggi ancora più che mai fragili, malati, anziani e anziani o donne in gravidanza, soprattutto in questo periodo delicato dove il sistema immunitario risulta particolarmente indebolito, reputo necessario di adottare almeno 1 chilometro di distanza per l'utilizzo di prodotti chimici velenosi, come da etichetta, da tutti i centri abitati. Una transizione alla conversione dell'agricoltura tossica verso un'agricoltura biologica, più sana anche per l'ambiente. Una riduzione drastica fino alla totale abolizione degli agrofarmaci tossici per ogni specie vivente. Infine, io nonna, dimentico qua e là, ma ricordo ancora bene la Costituzione. Non comprendo che cosa stia succedendo oggi a questo Parlamento. Sembra che dimentichino più di me molti articoli. Solo per fare qualche esempio, articolo 9, 21, 32, 41 e 54 della Costituzione italiana.
Di quando ci hanno messo tutte quelle medicinali vicine, non la vogliono più quelli là. Io neanche. Perché mi ho preso lo stomaco a me quando la mangio. Non la voglio. Datevelo voi allora quello lì. Dovrebbe stare più attenti perché quella roba là, dopo loro si aggiunge un altro medicinale,
Mi piace coltivare l'orto, con limiti.
Non ti più di mangiarlo. Che devo fare l'orto, tutto bello, lo voglio fare tutto bello. Che quando viene qualcuno se lo guardano sporco o brutto, no, non prendo. Io tante volte ci metto un po' di quello e un po' di quello. No, questa qua non è buona. E beh, dico, questa qui è nata adesso. Adesso ve la preparo a voi. L'hanno aspettata e gliel'ho fatta. L'hanno mangiata tutta, non si è mangiato un cavallo.
L'arte di saper cogliere i frutti da rami che sembrano spogli, stecchiti e disidratati è offerta ad ogni persona di ogni età. Improvvise gemme sontuosi e fertili fiori possono dar frutto se pazientemente e amorevolmente coltivati. Ad ogni aurora, ciascuno può cogliere la propria goccia di rugiada.
Da ogni orticino, orticciolo, orticello, ortaccio e orto biologico ho imparato molto, innanzitutto che ho ancora molto da imparare anche quando comincerò ad aggrinzire e ad avvizzire. Per ora ho appreso che ogni tipo di terra ha bisogno di cure e protezione per poter essere coltivata e dar frutto. Prima di spangere la semente in un terreno deve essere preparato a riceverla. Le zolle sarchiate vanno sminuzzate e livellate più volte all'anno per rendere il terreno soffice, areato ed accogliente per nuove radici. Ogni solco e fossetta ha la sua importanza, se al posto giusto, se si aggiunge al terreno nutrimento di qualità, può crescere praticamente qualunque cosa. Il compost, fuoco dell'orto, va tenuto vivo per alimentare la terra di autonoma fertilità.
L'orto, mondo antico e affascinante, professione lontana ad usanze e maniere. Insegna che ogni forma di vita necessita di rispetto in virtù della sua unica esistenza. Rispetto del più grande come del più piccolo, del dritto come dello storto, del veloce come del flemmatico. Tutto ha un valore e niente viene buttato in natura. La vita nell'orto offre un ciclo continuo se sia acquisito, ad esempio, il riguardo delle azioni a breve, medio, lungo termine, la premura di riciclare e non consumare tutto, la tolleranza di offrire spazio e tempo anche a florescenze tardive, la dedizione coscienziosa per le sementi, l'osservazione delle affinità e la promozione delle diversità.
Basta poco terreno coltivato per capire il valore dei beni comuni come terra, piante, acqua, cielo, uccelli, insetti, fiori, erba, suoni, profumi da trasmettere davanti. L'importanza del quotidiano allenamento di saper pazientemente seminare, trapiantare, sviluppare, tener vivo quanto di saper abbandonare e rinunciare ove inutile al momento opportuno. Ho acquistato esperienza del valore dello scambio culturale, del saper donare nel rilevare le complesse sinergie in ogni ecosistema. Ho compreso il fascino delle onnipresenti allergiche ad essere estirpati anche dai terreni fecondi ed elite all'incremento in ogni orto. Volta che mi sono connesso con l'ambiente orto, ho ridotto se presenti lo stress, il dolore, l'ansia e la depressione e riattivato i sensi ricaricandomi di energia positiva e di consapevolezza.
Di più i nipoti che i figli. Forse si sono accorti solo quando sono mancati le cose il mangiare, che si sanno che è meglio quello che facciamo noi che quello che trovano in negozio. Il guadagno di avere della roba fresca fatta in casa, che è importante, che non ne rimane qualche centrone. Invece i nipoti, quasi tutti, sono andati proprio a tenere le piante d'erba. Ma tanto la prima cosa che vedono, guarda, che dei fagiolini che viene fuori, e nota subito più dei figli che non c'è le piante. E mai mangiato il pomodoro arrosto? Buonissimo, Giulio. È come mangiare una cosa dolce che tu mangi. Non è amaro, non è niente. E com'è cattivo? Non è che per me che non è cattivo. Poi vedete noi come mangiamo e assaggiate anche voi. Se non volete mangiare, se non volete.
Thank you, Guido. Are you still carrying on the work that you started there?
Now I ended this experience in this clinic, but I have good contact and we go on with some project and also with some museum of the Toscana. And now also here I want to make some project like this for 3 months in different contests. Yes. And not only with elderly people.
I really like the film, and also just the knowledge that I think sometimes people don't listen to elderly people, and I think they've got a lot to say. I think it's really important. So thank you for that.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. Grazie. Ciao.
No. Okay, so do you have enough energy to bear another video?
Then ask everyone else.
Yeah. Here. So, okay, there would be one last video. And this video is about a project that came into existence as a collaboration. I mentioned it once in the in the meetings. So, but it was about this sentence I was sharing with you that inspired me a lot. It was, before planting a garden in this world, you must cultivate a garden in your mind first. And there was by a mamo in Colombia, and at the beginning of this year I started this project with other artists from Bogota and the Mesa Usmeca, which you already know from the planting resistance meeting. And there was actually, as you remember, this manifesto, which was that one. We also made poster of it. It was this beautiful poetry of Jaime Barragán, who was part of the Mesa Usmeca, and we wanted in this project to address the young people in the Mesa Usmeca, in Usme, because it's a very delicate situation there, and people, it's like the whole country is getting a victim of intensive agriculture and a scandalous politics and cruel politics against politics against people, towards the people, because it's very colonial, and what is happening there. People are taken, the ground of the people is taken, and also by that the identity of the people and their origins, their ancestral connection. And not only that, the whole biodiversity of this country and of this region especially has got destroyed. First, there was an Usme Muisca settlement living there, an indigenous settlement, and then by European colonization, it was either it was fleeing or it became extinct there. So this city is grounding on the it's the edge of Bogota, but it's grounding on a cemetery, not a cemetery but a settlement as well, because people in this time did not have had cemeteries, they had just settlements. So they lived also with the people that had died. And so this the project we were creating was trying to work out with a mamo, with an indigenous person, a kind of workshop to make the kids becoming aware of their past, so that a kind of indigenous future could be possible in their minds, probably, and transfer this idea to a portable garden, a huerta paquera, which is a gardening principle to make a compost, a special kind of compost, as a response to all the waste or the organic waste which is landing on landfills there. It's incredible. Over 50% of organic waste are contaminated with other waste there. And so gradually, this rich biodiversity and also this, the health of the whole country is endangered. And so there are these kids now arriving on the settlement of some ancestors, but also they are not indigenous kids, but farmers' kids. So they had to flee from their homes now or in the last years, and are landing there now. So like the new migrants somehow within the country. And so there was the idea, and I was not there, of course. I just received material and the material of the realization, because in this time it was not just COVID, but there were also the protests going on there, which you all know well, which you were discussing or making a topic for, or like a session for the 5th session. So it was a very delicate time, and it was also quite cold. So, but there was a group of kids from farmers that were taking part in this, and it is in Spanish and in Muisca, and it was not possible to make subtitles, but I can tell you how it works. It's a bit like the first part. It's about soil, and then this term is translated into Muisca, into the indigenous language, and then it's a totally different approach and has totally different translation, like path to the past, or this, and also home is, for example, the path to the sun and such things. So there were no expressions like home, but the other expression in Muisca. That's what I wanted to say. And so it was also in Spanish, but also in this old indigenous language held. I just received the material, I cut it somehow, and then it was shown at an exhibition at Centro de Memoria in the last month. So, of course, it's not clear if I got the point. I just received the material and I was forming the structure with the people, but it's of course not the same as being part of it, really. But anyway, I try to show you this little impressive video and yes, dedicated to the kids of the protest. All right, so here you see some pictures, you see it. And if you have questions, then later you can ask. So do you see it?
Yeah, it's there, Mara.
Okay, so I turn it on. La huerta means the garden.
Mara, we've lost the film.
Okay. Sorry.
It's back again, it's fine.
Cuéntalo 40 veces.
Y en este lugar también se construyeron mitos y leyendas, porque aquí había una cosa que se llamaba la Hacienda del Carmen. Y la Hacienda del Carmen era una casa colonial, hagan de cuenta como parecida a la estación del tren de Lolar. ¿La conocen? Era como de esa infraestructura, pero tenía una forma en L. ¿Sí? Y esa casa, allí vivían familias campesinas y en este lugar cultivaban cebada, avena, papa, arveja, o sea, había una producción importante de alimentos.
Importante hablar de la hacienda, porque bueno, está esta aldea indígena, lo que decía el compañerito, pero al pasar los años y todo este tema de que hayan llegado los españoles y hayan intentado coger estas tierras, entonces pasan otros sucesos donde este lugar deja de convertirse en un pueblo completamente indígena, ¿sí? Entonces al pasar los años, muchos años después, se convierte esto en una hacienda, en una finca grandota. Entonces esa finca grandota pues es lo que llamamos ahorita la Hacienda del Carmen. La bolsita.
Decía dos cosas importantes, que la campesinidad tenía también una ancestralidad y que esa ancestralidad estaba muy basada, muy conectada con la tierra, y era recuperar también esos saberes de los campesinos que sin querer queriendo se han venido perdiendo en el tiempo. Y una de las cosas que hoy va a pasar es la huerta. Hace muchos años la huerta era el primer elemento de encuentro con la familia, y era el primer elemento de donde podía salir la comida, y era, digamos, como el elemento central de abastecimiento alimentario para la familia campesina. Era la huerta, y no era la huerta chiquita que hoy nos están diciendo, haga una huerta de 1 metro cuadrado. No, era casi toda la finca era la huerta. Ese era el concepto de huerta que se tenía. Pero además de eso, digamos, todo lo que existía alrededor de la huerta. Pues María sembraba tomates, aquí la chica sembraba lechugas, por allá sembraban pepinos, ¿sí? Entonces había un intercambio, y ese intercambio hacía que hubiera mucho más tejido comunitario. No sé si ustedes sabían, por ejemplo, que muchas de las vías, muchos de los acueductos, muchas de las cosas que hoy hay en la ruralidad fueron construidas por la gente.
Sí, toca verla. ¿Dónde la encontraste? ¿Dónde
No, esa sí no la conozco.
Pero préstame. Ya les contamos. Muchos de nuestros rasgos son indígenas, de hecho, porque nosotros somos mestizos, mestizas, hijos de españoles, de indígenas, de africanos, de gente de muchos lugares. Entonces somos mestizos y tenemos algunos rasgos indígenas. Bueno, entonces, estos elementos, como son tan antiguos, se llaman evidencias arqueológicas, porque son elementos que, como diría uno, permiten investigar o aprender sobre el pasado. La arqueología es como esa profesión, ese oficio que se encarga de saber cómo era el pasado
a través de estos elementos que nos dejaron pues las poblaciones o los seres humanos que vivieron hace muchos años. Entonces, todo esto las arqueólogas y los arqueólogos los investigan y nos dicen, ¿qué se cocinaba ahí? La sopa. ¿Será que sí? ¿Será que ese tiene cara de qué? ¿De una olla o de qué?
En una olla con agua.
Uy, eso quedó muy bonito.
Pues yo la creé, ¿no?
¿Qué?
Se llama Seira.
¿Cómo?
Seira.
¿Seira? Qué nombre tan bonito, me gusta.
La planta Seira, yo la creé.
Las hojas cura todos los males que tenga. ¿Y se llama cómo? Olipenta. Olipenta. Wow, está tremenda. Muy bonita. ¿Y cómo son esos pétalos? ¿Son carnositos, peludos, lisos? ¿Cómo te los imaginas? ¿Y uno cómo adquiere los poderes una de esa planta?
Es la mora.
Es la mora.
Digamos es de color así, sino que tiene como que moras de colores.
Uy, eso me parece increíble. Una mora de diferentes colores, me encanta la idea.
Tiene morado, rosado, negro y café.
Una mora rosada, me encanta. Yo la quiero comer. ¿Y son dulcecitas o son ácidas? Dulces. ¿Y qué curaría esa mora?
Nada.
¿Nada? Solo daría alegría, ¿cierto? Daría alegría comérsela.
Sí.
¿Sí?
¿Se puede curar? Y bueno, también se puede hacer aromáticas.
Sí, claro. ¿Y ya está en cosecha? ¿Ya podemos comer todos mora?
Bueno, sí tenemos, pero es de la morada.
¿De la morada nada más? Bueno, entonces ahorita hacemos el jugo. ¿Cierto? Están perfectos. Sí, yo
¿Cómo estoy?
La de Santiago.
Sí, oiga. Lo que se llama solo hay dos opciones. La silla es para ustedes, ¿vale?
¿Para nosotros?
Claro, lo único que tienen que hacer, igual si se la quieren de nuevo llevar a sus casas, es echarle un poquito de agua y volverla a cubrir.
El tubérculo es como una papa, una yuca, que está por debajo de la tierra.
Viendo los desperdicios, ¿sí? ¿Estás bien? ¿Te ayudo? Oh, por supuesto. También me llaman María Quitanú.
María Quitanú.
Sí, me dicen así cuando voy por la calle.
¿Sí?
Sí.
¿No?
En Bogotá, sí, todo el mundo. Me reconocen por eso. ¡Eso! Por todo, bien distribuida.
¿Un nido?
Un nido, vamos a hacer un nido. Crudos, cocidos, semipodridos, animales. Todo esto es como en el suelo del bosque. Tiene que tener tierra, aquí tiene tierra, pero no tiene que tener. Y tiene que quedar bien al centro del nido. ¿Sí? Que no vaya a tocar los bordes.
Uy, mira.
Que es pararme y pisar. ¿No tiene botas? Bueno, no importa. No importa. No importa. Ahora, de esta paca sale uno de los mejores abonos. Sale un muy buen abono para los cultivos. Es una tierra muy rica en nutrientes. Ay, perdón. En 6 meses ustedes tienen un abono espectacular.
¿6 meses?
6 meses.
Tienes en 6 meses, ¿sí?
Esto toca dejarlo quietico. Ya les voy a mostrar bien. Me estoy adelantando, perdón. Me emocioné. Eso, y yo aquí. Este sí huele fuerte.
Sí.
Se nota que llevaba harto tiempo en la bolsa. Yo los voy a seguir.
Muy bien.
Sí, tiene ahí, había unita. Mírala, mira.
Ellos convierten en una multa.
No, ella está ahorita vio. Con una pala pueden echarle aquí un poquito. ¿Me ayudas?
Sí, es que es un montón de que fuéramos de más.
Aquí.
Solo son dos matas, por eso te pasa del curso. El curso. ¿Qué más quieres con la mano?
So
Thanks, Mara, for that.
do you have any questions?
Do you know what's going on out there at the moment?
It's still not good.
Okay.
And this workshop that was planned, sorry, what's happening? That workshop was planned for like to be like along some weeks or months so to realize this project, but all had to be done in one day. And it's very difficult, no, like because there is not there was not this relation established, but I think you see during the video how the kids open up a bit. And so yeah, do you have any questions or things to say?
I have a question from, remember when we did the planting resistance evening?
Yeah.
And there was a young woman, I think her name was Enya.
Yes.
Who spoke with you. Are you still in contact with her?
No, not with her, no.
Okay. Because what was amazing for me on that day was that we share the same birthday. Because she mentioned about her birthday, and I also know an Argentinian person who shares that same birthday. And I thought, oh, wow, I need to try and keep in contact with this young woman because we share this. I know it's only a trivial thing in a way, but it felt like a connection with somebody. So I'm sad if you don't have any contact with her, but
no, unfortunately not. But it's very difficult also to contact all of them because there is always something going on. And then when you're contacting from the outside, they probably have other things to do. And that was very special that they all were taking time for this the planting resistance because they have no time. And when the world next to you is breaking down somehow, then you have other things done to answer or to respond to people. It was just important for them to be visible in another context that was not governmentally controlled or something like that.
No, I did think at the time that this is probably quite dangerous for them to be participating in. I also wondered, because we didn't see any of their graffiti on that evening, and I wondered if you have any images of any of their graffiti.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I could ask Carolina because she is a friend of her, but it's a bit, as you know, delicate too.
Yeah, no, I would never want to.
I'm also aware that on this evening it was so that they all they were risking also something.
Yeah.
And this was, it's still So and in this day when the workshops were taking place, it's a bit strange to talk about a workshop, but you see in the first part, I don't know if it was clear, but they were exploring the territory also from an archaeological side. It's like very, very basic to start at a very basic unemotional point. It was quite important to gradually somehow access or encounter with each other. So it was there were very many parameters to think about, because at the first beginning there were such big ideas of like arty and such and at the end it was just not possible, because you had to take care for the kids you're working with, and then you had to step many steps back. It was so important to learn that you have to take so many steps back and leave yourself out and just think about very, very simple things to do with them, to open a bit some little window or something. So, and I think it will be continued, this project. So that was a good starting point, and somehow maybe I will contribute, but I don't know yet. It's also difficult to contribute from my point as I am me, because the ones who are there are understanding better what's going on, and I'm obviously not. And so, but it was a good exercise. I learned so much about also those collaborations, and we had many obstacles from outside to realize it, and also to, with we had also institutional problems, very big institutional problems. But there were beautiful people such as Juliana, who did such great work, and also Linda and Diana, and I want to thank them a lot. Because at the beginning we were meeting, we had just a dream or a vision to make a garden there in the territory, a real garden with the kids. But then COVID was, then the protests were, and so we had to make it very small. And to transport at least a little bit of thing. And so, but that's it. So
but that film that you've just shown is so beautiful, because I don't speak any Spanish or Latin American Spanish. Sorry, I don't know what the correct term would be. But every now and then there were words I thought, oh, I know what that means. But I think you've constructed a really beautiful film that works without one needing to understand the spoken language.
Oh, I'm so happy you say this. I'm glad, really glad.
I was engaged because I love working with children and with art and with growing things, and I think I had an overall understanding, and it was beautiful. I think I really commend you on it. I think it's a beautiful film.
Cool, thank you.
Really.
Yeah, it's also cut by a person who is really, really not speaking Spanish. I just took some meanings. No, I watched the films all, and I had to translate them simultaneously somehow. It was, but then I just, at one moment, I tried to not focus on the words, but on the bodies moving.
Yes, exactly.
And I thought that could be then the language of mimics, of gestures, and a basic language that is not working with words, because otherwise I'm just making mistakes. And I just had the faces to give a title to, and also to translate it into Muisca. That was very important, because all things were grounded on this ancestral knowledge, and so that was a bit the attempt to bring together. But it was such a difficult work for me to do, because I felt so wrong sometimes in doing it, and then I just focused on my heart, and then like to guide through a little, like an impressive video, what I said. To have like a feeling of what the people, that was the only thing I could see, were the movements inside of them somehow, and that was the focus a bit in the cutting. So
so it worked. Yeah, so congratulations, really.
Thank you.
Really.
So and
So I'd like to say thank you to everyone for their contributions tonight. Thank you for sharing so much, and for all the people that are also involved in any of the documentation, because also their involvement in it is quite amazing. Some of the things that have been said, some of the things that we've been able to see. I think that what we sort of set out to do in this, I hope has done something, planted some seeds elsewhere. So yeah, I mean, for those that are interested, I'm going to be going to Glasgow in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be with the Minga Indigena. So yeah, so I'll let you know how that goes. If possible, for those interested, I'll set up, if I can at some point, a Zoom link, but I'll let you know, I'll keep you in the loop about that. Yeah. And then maybe you can be party to some of the things that happen in there up in Glasgow.
Can I just thank everybody for this, not just today, but just being part of this group. And you know, I know we had techie problems, but it brought me together with making a document for myself about this piece I was making. So that was like really cathartic. And I'm still very interested in this idea of patterns and the patterns that we make that somehow stay, even though we don't quite know why. So feels like a special circle, this, and I've loved the films, and there's just been something quite raw but intimate about them. That's what I experienced from the sharing.
Hopefully we will continue, maybe in a slightly different way, but I think we probably will all keep in contact, and we'll possibly keep our meetings going, even though the biennial is coming to an end, because we started before the biennial officially started. So maybe we just continue as well. That was sort of one of my things that I hoped would come out of this. So yeah, so we'll just all keep in contact and let each other know what's happening. So I'd just like to thank everyone who's part of the group. I'd also like to thank anyone else who's managed to join us tonight. And yeah, that's it really. I haven't got anything else to say, I don't think. I'd like to give Mara a massive thank you, because without Mara, this really wouldn't happen, because she's held the whole thing together. And yeah, so it was great meeting you, Mara, through Mara was my student. So yeah, it's we've been through a lot over these past couple of years together, not just through this, but previous to that as well. So yeah, so thank you, Mara, because you've sort of constructed this whole thing as well, with Louis as well, with you. So I've got a lot of thanks for you for that. So thank you very much.
Oh my God, stop, please. I have to thank you, and for making this all possible, and this spaces you opened, and this beautiful world, and this great support always, and inspiration. And yeah, I also hope that we can continue in some way, in a different way, maybe as a community, maybe more a collective. But yeah, I'm deep involved with my heart, passionately, and sometimes when I start something passionately, I cannot end it. So I'm now in.
I think so. Yeah. So I think we will continue. So thank you for being with us tonight, and also anyone that's joined us.
Actually, one thing I wanted to say that was a part for the break, and I missed it. I have here Louis' tree. It's a olive tree, and it was a present from his grandparents for birth. So when I was in hospital, this plant arrived. There was a massive chaos around it, because it was Corona, and there was this plant, and they wanted to test this plant if it has some virus on. It was crazy. So in the end, I have I found a new study field somehow to make music with plants, and I found some devices. I spent my money on that, to buy such devices where you can measure the inner energy of it, like the electric possibilities it has, or like the how to say, you know what I mean? Yeah, the power it has inside of it. And so you can then like connect this with this player, and it transfers these signals inside of the plant into music.
Wow.
So, and it was amazing. I tried it out in the last weeks at the mornings, at the lunchtime, and in the evenings, to see how it develops and how different it's getting. And there's really a circle visible. And yeah, I just tried. I wanted to make a concert out of my plants in the break, but yeah, you know, nothing worked. But maybe in the next year I can tell you more about this. Maybe we can, yeah.
No.
This is a bit crazy, right? You can also change a bit the sound presets. What I really don't like about it, and what I really want to change about, is that it's so personalized. Then it should be left as it's not communicating with us. We are not the ones it is just responding to, but to its whole environment. And this is a bit something I would like to focus on, how the plants react with each other, for example, or with animals, or with the ground. And yeah, like such differences, I want to make like a kind of work with that. So just from my side, I'm entering crazy spheres now.
It's totally amazing.
Yeah, Julia, and I can also wait. This is the last thing I do. And you can change also the ground note. So, and let's give it.
Mara, what is this thing? Is it an app, or is it something you can just?
Yeah, it's a device, a wooden device. There are two firms, one in Italy and the other one in America, and I ordered them both to.
Can you email them?
Yeah.
Can you email them? The other thing I was just going to say to everyone in the group as well, that the films can all go on the biennial website. So if Mara's got them, maybe Mara can forward the films for them to go on the biennial website, if that's possible.
Great.
Yeah.
And also it would be great, and that's what I have on my list, to make a web page for us, just for us.
Yeah, as well. So we will be doing that. So we'll keep in touch with everyone.
Yeah.
Can I just say on Tamara, I'm writing a speculative fiction thing, which is putting two pieces of work together. And in it, it's set in this world called Hope Mountain. And you learn about memories by communing with plants. And basically they all have different sounds. I dreamt this up one day, and now you're doing this. And I'm just thinking, wow, it's okay. And sometimes I say this to people and they go, that is just it. But I think there must be, that I've always, there are sounds that go around plant movement. So this is, this is another whole other line, isn't it?
Maybe this is something for us to investigate further at a later date.
And I was just always inspired by Plantasia, or by happy music for plants from the 70s, those ambient things, electronic works. And then I found just this, so that we are not making music about plants or for plants, but the music are somehow making it themselves, which is much better. Also with plants is good, I have to admit. But okay, thank you for this. So now it's finished.
So have a good evening, everyone, and have a
you so much
the
for
rest of the weekend.
all your also engagement and your time and your dedication and your great works. Okay.
So thank you. And I'd like to thank Stephanie as well for sorting out the live YouTube link.
Very much. And
Thank
for
you.
staying with us so long.
And also for sorting out everything on the website, and it'll be Stephanie that puts everything on the website as well. So thank you. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.